It's been quite the month, guys, but we've been in April, so welcome to the vlog. Guys, it's been a rough couple of weeks. And what I mean by that is I've just been in some sort of a funk lately. It's been a really rough couple of weeks. I'm not even sure how I'm going to get out of it, but we're going to figure that out together this weekend for sure. So how are we going to solve this problem? Well, I really thought about wallowing alone at home in self-pity, but then I remembered that's just not really the best way to deal with like a terrible mindset. So I'm forcing myself to get out and experience some things this weekend. So how are we going to do that? Or matter of fact, what are we doing? Well, I'm going to leave that as a surprise for a hot minute. But first we need to go stop by Ulta. Now you may be thinking, Jane, what the heck happened? Like, why are you in this funk? Well, I mean, a number of things, but also Noah Kahan just dropped his new album. This is not a plug, by the way. But I was already in my feels. And then he goes ahead and drops like the saddest album since like the Tortured Poets Department. So I'm like really going through it. Ever since returning from my Boston trip, I've just kind of been floating around. Like I'm like barely even recovered from it, and it's been like a little over a month. So I had to stop by Ulta to pick up a few things before I went home, and we could get started on our weekend. Okay, got the goods. And then I had to pop by H-E-B. I had this plan in mind. I really wanted to make this really good salad from this restaurant in Houston called Abuzi, and it's amazing. It's a spring mix with goat cheese, tomatoes, shallots, champagne vinaigrette dressing with a drizzle of honey. Oh, it's so good. Oh, and I couldn't forget like the candied pecans. Like they're so yummy on that salad. Yum. Sometimes I really love H-E-B, and then sometimes I really hate it. And then I love it and hate it for the same reason. I can find everything there, and I mean everything. And honestly, guys, thank God it's Friday. After leaving H-E-B, I was able to just head home. Oh, so good. Made it home. Got some packages. But I'm wondering if you noticed a theme with the Ulta thing. So this weekend's all about self-care, essentially. So first order of business is GYST, if you know what I mean. So let's clean our space. First order of business, I finally got a proper tripod with a ring light so that I can finally film like a little bit more quality content for you guys. Okay, so I've got the bare minimum set up. Definitely the tripod, which I'm liking a lot so far, but you know, it's only day one. And everything else is charging, like the ring light, the mics, the remote, which is really cool. I like that. But yeah, the first order of business, like I said, is GYST. And if you don't know what that means, it's get your together. And I have had a rough week. Star testing in Texas. Need I say more? So my space is a little not clean, and I've been really looking forward to showing y'all my new space. And it's so unfortunate that this came today and I can't automatically show you. But I'm gonna get to cleaning just a tad, maybe hang some things, and then we'll get to that self-care night we've been oh so needing. I don't know about y'all, but I loathe the dishes. Crazy. And then I had to reset the twin space.
just make sure it was cozy for when they came to stay with me on Sunday. So it definitely had to reset that for them. And Luke loves Sonic, obviously.
Let's take a little break. Well deserved, I think. Next order of business after we pay the tax is probably sort some laundry so that I can start washing laundry. And if I'm going to be completely honest, I don't mind just doing laundry. I loathe putting it away. So I think I'm going to save laundry for, I'm going to do laundry tonight. But as far as putting it away, I think we're saving for tomorrow or even Sunday. Because I'm just ready for some self-care, if I'm going to be honest. But we have a couple more things to do. But I hope you enjoy this little self-care night. I really hope you enjoy our adventure tomorrow because this was a very last-minute decision. I've got to be honest, when I'm feeling extremely stressed out or in my feels, I tend to run. Not physically or anything, but when I'm feeling really overwhelmed, I just have to get out of my space. So that's why I'm usually going to Austin. That's kind of what sparked the trip to Boston, which is another conversation we're going to have this weekend. And I really was considering heading out, and I was going to head to Liberty Hill actually. But then I was like, Max, you got to quit. You have to deal with your stuff. And so we're dealing with it, and it's also going to save me some money. Plus I got to start saving money for all the trips I do want to take that aren't impulsive. So, okay, next order of business is to build this stool I've been meaning to build that I've had for 2 weeks now that I just haven't got around to building. So yeah, just watch me do that. So many screws. We don't like that. But I guess some more screws means more sturdy. Maybe. I guess while I do this though, we can chat a little bit about why Boston. I'm sure I've actually gotten that question a lot from people in my life. And hang on, I'm really not liking, obviously this is where I have to sit to build this, but I'm really not liking, I think you could be a little bit closer, if we're being honest. Give me just a sec. Tad better. Whatever. So yeah, why Boston? Well, why not? So, if we're being completely honest, since I want to say October of last year, I've had this intrigue about it. I'd seen a lot of stuff about it via TikTok, online. I've never been a solo traveler, obviously. I had never traveled by myself. And I had a lot of friends. Oh, they keep falling. I had a lot of friends recently tell me Max, you have all these plans, and you want to see these places, you can do it on your own. And I had never really considered that to be an option. Just because obviously I've never done it. No one in my family's really ever done it either. But everyone else was like, no, it's going to change your life. And they were definitely right. So around January, I started making plans to visit Boston in June or July, because I was like, I really want a Cape Cod summer. I thought that would have been so amazing. And then Valentine's Day happened. Let me start this off by saying that I harbor no ill will towards anyone that I am about to, for lack of a better term, talk about. But I have to give you context and where my headspace was at that triggered this spontaneous trip. So I had a friend that I was very, very close with. We would hang out like constantly, like at least once a week. And it was a great friendship. She's a great person, still a great person. And I loved that about her. She was very inspiring, really loved my kids, was very supportive of my life. But she was going through some stuff of her own. My friend is single, and and she'd never been married, and she didn't have kids either. And I think she was at a point in her life where like she was grappling with the fact that she was good being single and loved her solitude and loved her singleness, but also felt the pressure to find someone. That became a problem as it pertained to male attention when we would hang out. And I really don't want to get in too deep to the actual story that like kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, but I will say there were times where I would get male attention and you could definitely tell that she did not like that at all. And I would find her like whenever she was bored hanging out, she would like get on her phone and start swiping dating apps, and it was just kind of like, can you just like enjoy my company? I should really start building this. I was like, can you just like enjoy my company, like be my friend? And I don't want to hold that against her, because I think every woman at one point in their life or another has kind of gone through a phase like that, where like they need some validation, they need attention. I mean, look, I was in a relationship for 14 years, and there was times that I didn't get attention that I felt I needed, or things of that nature. And you know what, maybe I wasn't good at communicating it. I don't want to blame either party for that. It's just a truth. So I try not to hold that against her a lot. Well, at one point we went out, and a guy that was interested in pursuing me asked if he could come hang out with us. This was in Austin. My friend was totally okay with it, and he was very gracious and very nice while we were hanging out. However, there were a couple of things that happened during that night, such as my friend essentially talking bad about me and to me in front of this man who barely knew me. So I kind of had to question, like, well, why are you choosing to do this now? Do you not want his attention on me? Do you like him? So I kind of had to tell her, this is a conversation we need to save for a later date. If you really feel like I'm a terrible friend, like, we need to really reevaluate our friendship. And if it's worth keeping up with. Some more things happened that night that I just don't want to put her on blast like that. But some more things happened, and I went home that Sunday and literally cried in my dad's arms, like gave him a hug as soon as I came home, and it was just like kind of distraught. I had never really gone through like anything like that with a friend, and it just hurt me so much because she was my best friend. She was the person I hung out with all the time, and after that I kind of ended up feeling like I didn't have anyone. I think 2 days later is when I booked my Boston trip. 2 days later. It kind of felt like the right time. It kind of felt like a time I needed to like reflect, be by myself. Also, not to mention, I had booked the trip for spring break, and my birthday fell on spring break. And there was something really intriguing about spending my birthday alone in a new city. And I think it had everything to do with the fact that it had been a while since I had had a birthday that wasn't ruined by someone else. And I love everyone in my life. I'm not saying that anyone... It was always a particular person ruining my birthday. And whether they realized that or not is fine. I never said anything. I just didn't want to give anybody the opportunity to ruin my birthday. And I was going to do it on my own terms. So that's what sparked the Boston trip. I think I'm going to leave it at that. We can have some more conversation about Boston later in the video. But like, I just needed people to know, like, that was the ultimate reason I ended up going. Well, the ultimate reason I ended up going, and I don't regret it one bit. I will say every friend that ever told me I should travel alone was right. It's something everyone should experience. I understand we're all not privileged and we all don't have the funds, but like if you ever have the opportunity, I highly recommend it. It was a life-changing trip. And I think a reason I'm kind of in a funk this week, besides star testing and just being like stressed out, is because like I'm kind of mourning just, I mean, that was like a dopamine hit, right? So like you're kind of coming down from that high of doing something very, very different than you're used to doing. But I'll get out of it. I'll get out of it. And I have a lot more stuff planned. I now have like a list of places that I really do want to go solo. I'm being very intentional about these places. I'm making lists of like why that place, because I don't want anyone ruining my trip, especially not myself. So hopefully you'll be along with me then, and thank you for being along for this journey. It's kind of crazy like how some people are just so interested in what I'm doing, and I didn't think I was that interesting. So thank you again. I'm really happy you're along on this ride with me, and yeah, just keep watching. Hopefully we can spend some more quality time together. And it's built. Yay! Self-care night is definitely about to commence. We're gonna start with a shower. Or a bath, really. But I also have, it's hair wash day, and I've been following the Abby Young method on TikTok, and it's actually like really helped my hair. I mean, my hair started growing more after my separation. I don't know what that says about what was going on in my life, but definitely started growing more and got healthier. My skin cleared up, which is great, but I've also been following a very strict skincare routine. I'm so sorry, my nose is running. Which I will show you. Let me go grab my stuff because you're not really gonna get to see the process, but I'll show you what I've been doing. And if you need more like clarity, because I follow it, but not to a T. I do what works for me. You got to do what works for you. But yeah, let me go get the products. Go find Abby Young on TikTok, and she lays out the steps, and you're gonna be overwhelmed at first. You're gonna be overwhelmed, but it's got me to the point where I only have to wash my hair like once or twice a week max, which is crazy. Okay, so this is everything I use on my hair on hair wash. Well, one hair wash day. If it's a two-time hair wash week, it's literally shampoo and conditioner. But usually, like, it's the weekends when I do this. So we start with a hair oil, and the hair oil I've been using is the Damage Remedy Coconut Miracle Oil by OGX, and it's extra strength. Can you see that? Yeah. Okay. That sits in your hair for like 10 minutes max, basically while my bath water is running. And don't come at me about baths, okay? They're great. Next, once you rinse this out, you're going to apply this. This is the L'Oreal Everpure Bond Repair Concentrate, and it's a pre-shampoo, okay? So then you're gonna leave this in your hair for, what does it say? 5 to 10 minutes. Next, shampoo and conditioner like normal. Then, well, and I'm using the L'Oreal Elvive Hyaluron Plump Hydrating Shampoo and Conditioner. Then you go in with a hair mask. I chose the Kitsch Deep Conditioning Treatment Mask with coconut oil. If you're noticing a trend, I like very hydrating stuff for my hair because it can get very dry and damaged because of all the blonde bleaching I did to it when my frontal lobe was not developed, obviously. And lastly, you're going to, after you rinse out that hair mask, you're going to put this hair filler by Garnier Fructis Strength Repair Serum. And it's like a hair serum that you leave in after you've like it goes on damp hair, not fully wet hair, damp hair. After that, I didn't bring it in here, but I put a leave-in conditioner in my hair. Again, this is only once a week. And it's been working. So yeah, follow your girl, Abby Young, on TikTok. I'll see if I can find her username and I'll link it for you. But it's been really good for me. Yeah, so we kind of left off talking about Boston. And it was a fabulous trip, like I said. And then I came home and I was riding that high for a little bit, and then all of a sudden, not so much anymore. So that tells me a lot about myself. That tells me that yes, while that was a great trip, I can't use that excuse like, oh, I'm feeling sad, I need to run. So I need to be able to sit with myself for a while, be lonely, and, you know, get used to my routine again. And I love my own company. I love my own company. I think I'm worried that I'm loving it too much, though, which is kind of scary for me because I've never been that. But we'll work through it. Now, while I was in Boston, met some pretty cool people. I was pleasantly surprised. I had heard a lot about Bostonians themselves, and I mean, I can't say the stereotype is 100% true, so like that's been good. But yeah, really enjoyed Boston. Do plan on going back. Yeah. Also, needed this self-care day because Noah Kahan's new album came out at midnight last night. I have no words. No words. But what can I say? Man's a genius. And I hope he makes more albums for sure, because that would be amazing. But yeah, I'm really excited for you to see dinner. Since this is kind of like a spa night at home, we're gonna make some spa night food. I'm not gonna tell you just yet what it is. I'm gonna surprise you. I'm gonna let you see what we make, and hopefully you like this little addition to the vlog, because I know some people liked that cooking video where I made that gumbo, which I enjoy making gumbo. I enjoy cooking. I just don't get to do it a lot because why cook for one? It's a little sad, but oh well. We're definitely cooking tonight. I haven't decided though where I want to eat it. We have like a little pier on our property, and I'm thinking maybe, depending on how dark it is, maybe I'll go eat out there, just like sit by the water, listen to some music. Who knows? Maybe read a book. I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to be alone with my thoughts like that. I don't know. But we'll definitely see. So let's go make dinner, shall we? Yeah. Alright, but let's get done. Yet, really? To show you like where I'm living. Okay, today is Saturday. We're well rested. We've had our coffee. Now we need to do some more laundry. But the great news is, the surprise that I was waiting to tell you about is I got myself a Sugarland Space Cowboys ticket, and it's emo night. So there's like a concert after, so I'm taking myself to a baseball game, gonna watch some live music. I'm really excited. So let's get the day going. Let's get ready. Let's do all the things.
Okay, so I totally have to thank TikTok, one, for the Abby Young method for my hair care routine, but also I have to thank TikTok for my new makeup routine, because there's this girl on there that she's a makeup artist, and she does like makeup for women in their 30s. And obviously, your girl is in her 30s, and I have never looked better, I feel. Not to be egotistical or anything, but just this new makeup routine I've been doing has gave me so much more confidence. I used to like look back, even at like some of my vlogs from earlier in the year, I'm like, why did I do that? So like adopting this new makeup routine has like definitely done numbers for my confidence. And I know a lot of people will think that's a little like too much or extra, but I mean, hey, if you look good, you feel good, and that was the whole plan for this this solo date, you know, just to look good, feel good, and make myself feel loved and be my own best friend. So I actually can't wait for y'all to see the footage I got of Constellation Field, but I'll explain more about that in a little bit. We are ready for our game, and we're also going to go meet some friends at Lila's Depot in Houston after, so it's going to be a good night. Let's go. Okay, so a little about Constellation Field. It opened in 2012 as a part of Sugarland's push to grow into a major entertainment destination, and it was home to an independent team and is now home of the Space Cowboys, and they're a AAA affiliate of the Houston Astros, and it's kind of actually become like a huge hub for games, concerts, and community events right there, like in Sugarland itself. So it's really fun to like get out and go to games like that. I mean, tickets can cost as like cheap as $16, and they have a really cute little splash pad for the kids, lots of stuff to see and do. They host concerts, like I said, and this night just happened to be emo night. So the actual free giveaway you saw just a little bit ago was the emo night shirt, which I was really happy to bring home. And then I got to watch the band. I actually sat backstage like at the Bud Light Ice House, and that was a really cool thing to see. And this day actually happened to be a doubleheader between the Space Cowboys and the Round Rock Express. It was fun. Good morning. It's currently like 11 something, I think. I woke up about like an hour and a half ago filming this outro. I had a good day yesterday. Loved the game. Game was great. However, the decision to go out after, I do possibly slightly regret. Not for any other reason, just it didn't feel like something I should have done. I don't know how else to explain that. It's not like I didn't drink too much. I'm not hungover or anything. I did get home late because I was in Houston, but it just didn't feel like something I should have done. I don't know. But you know, we live, we learn. Won't be doing that again. We'll be returning to a Space Cowboys game just for funsies. But I want to thank you for being here. Again, following along on my journey. Like, subscribe, turn on your notifications if you give a damn about this. Follow my Spotify playlist. This should come out still in the month of April, so we're still in our April 2026 playlist. It's fire. You can follow me on Instagram at jmacjo, and yeah, I hope y'all have a great week ahead. And we're gonna have a good week. And I know that there have been plenty. See you next time.